Hi, my name is Ray with MEMETechnologies, and today I wanted to present something that I've been working on for a while. It's basically just another VISE. Um, this is, however, an 8-inch wide VISE. The first one that I had designed was a 9-inch, and I think from there I was going to skip to like 11 or 13-inch or something like that. But I haven't really been working on those. I did make like a part or two from the VISE, but in my opinion, I was like, I guess I'll start with something smaller. Um, I don't know if I'm gonna start with this 8-inch or if I'm just gonna go ahead and go with the 6-inch. Actually, now that I think about it for a few seconds, I should go with the 6-inch, and I'll show the 6-inch in a bit, even though it's not complete, or it's not even nowhere near complete like this. But this VISE design is basically for 8-inch and 6-inch. This one's 8-inch, but I will be making a 6-inch. I do have a 6-inch made, but it's not version 1. So this is version 1. I have version 0 done for the 8-inch and version 0 done for the 6-inch. But for version 1, I only have the 8-inch done right now. I will be working on the 6-inch soon. And I think, now that I think about it, I will be making the 6-inch first because, might as well make the smaller one, something a little bit smaller. Start with something smaller. At least that's my opinion. Just start with something smaller, I think would be easier than starting with something big. Because for the last project, for the last VISE project, I guess I could say, the 9-inch VISE, the 9K VISE, I had a few of the parts made, like for example the Acme rod and some other parts made, and I actually made this part, but for the 9K VISE it looks different. It looks vastly different than this because this is very simple. We just have the base and then the what do you call it, the static jaw. And on the other one, you have the base, you have I call it the obelisk, and that's what I was making. And then you have the static jaw on top of that. But I was making the obelisk, and you can go to my Patreon or my video on the 9K VISE, and you can pretty much see what part I'm talking about. But I just made the top part. I'll probably present a picture sometime later on. Not right now, not for this video, but just to update. But I was thinking what I should do is make one of these VISEs to make the other VISE. I don't know, it sounds kind of dumb, but that's what I'm thinking of doing. And as for going lower than 6-inch on the VISEs, I'm not sure. I'll try to make one of the other type of VISEs, because there's another. This is like this is called a mod VISE, I think. I saw it on actually the original people who invented like the VISE that I'm trying to sort of base my design on was a Girardi. I think that's how they say it, Girardi VISE. I decided to make mine a little bit different, but I'll get into the specifics in a bit. But yeah, that's basically what the VISE is based on. And as far as the mod / Girardi, because whenever you search it up, if you want to buy the Chinese replica of the Girardi VISE, I think they just call it a mod VISE. So that's why I call it a mod VISE. I don't know, I'll just leave that name, mod VISE 8K VISE, mod VISE 8Ks. I think that sounds alright. I don't matter. But anyways, as far as this archetype of design of VISE, the one with the floating whole thing, you know what I'm saying, everything can be moved like that. I think I'll just go with the 6 and the 8, and I will be making a VISE for like, I don't know, I might be talking on my ass because I haven't really thought of it, really good. Maybe I'll make a 5-inch VISE with this type of design. I'm not sure yet, but I'm thinking once I go to 4-inch or lower, I'm probably gonna have to go with just based on how I know I designed this thing, just based on like I know the measurements and the screws and all that stuff, I think I will only be able to go down to a 5 if I'm lucky. I've already, like I said, I have 3 basically designed already. We got the 6-inch, which I only have version 0, like I had mentioned, and we got the 8-inch, which I have version 0 and version 1, which is this one is version 1. And like I said, I only think that I'll be able to go down to 5. I don't know if I'll go down to 4-inch. And I think below that, I would have to change up the design of the vise and have to base my design on something else. I believe it's called a precision vise, something like that. It's really small. It's like a 2 to 3 inch vise, something like that. I've seen it. To be honest, I'm pulling out these 2 to 3 inch numbers out of my ass. I don't remember what size it was, but it was called a precision vise, and it was like really small. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Maybe I'll see how it works. Cause I'm still not sure how that one works. Like I barely know how this one works. You know what I'm saying? And the other one, but I'll look into it. Maybe make a smaller 2, 3, 4-inch vise based on another archetype design, or at least that's what I'm calling it. But as far as these go, I'll probably just go to 8, 6, maybe 5, or maybe 4. But I would have to look into it, because the reason I say that I might not be able to go too low is because I'm using 5/8 screws, 5/8 thread screws. Most of the threads you see, not all of them, sorry, not these. These are 1/2 inch over here on the part stopper. These are 1/2 inch right here. But all of the ones on the vise, like this reddish looking one, I forgot what color Inventor calls it, because there's like a thing. Like when you click on here, it's like a name. Anyways, these are 5/8. These blue ones, they're 5/8. These green ones, they're 5/8. The threads right here are 5/8 on the travel jaw. Excuse me, that's a burp. The threads at the top are also 5/8. The threads on the back are 5/8. The threads on the middle jaw are 5/8. And the threads on the static jaw are 5/8 as well. The 3 in the front, 3 in the back, and then 4 at the top. So from 5/8, I'm assuming, well, I already designed it. Let me show it actually. Inventor, let me go. Okay, mod vise 6K. We're gonna go over version 0. Let me see the highest version I got. I think it's this one, P4. Let me open that one. OAL assembly. Okay, so this is the 6-inch vise that I was talking about. But if you see, there's a couple of differences. I can even show the 8K vise, and the 6K and the 8K version 0 are pretty much the same. Just different screws, like I said. The 8K, the 8-inch is going to use 5/8. The 6K is going to use 1/2 inch. And I'm assuming I'm going to have to go to 3/8 or maybe 7/16 on the 4 and 5 inch. It's probably all right, I think, since it's a really small vise. Not like I'm going to be, beating the shit out of it to, to grip something really good, let me go to mod vise 8K version 0, P1, P3. I think it's that one. Hopefully, it don't matter. Hopefully that's the newest. All right, so actually let's put the version 0 together, and then we'll go ahead and explain the other one, the version 1. So you can tell they're pretty much the same. On this one, I just don't have I just don't have the setting holes, the setting angles or radiuses. At first, I thought they were radiuses, but upon closer inspection, they were angles. They were angled. They were chamfered. I'm not sure how to say it, but it was angles instead of spheres for the machining. Let me show you what I'm talking about actually. So just talking out my ass. So you probably can't tell, but this is actually just a circle. because I assumed it was a circle. I was like, that's probably a circle. But I was like, but then I saw another video, and then it was like it was an angle. So I was like, oh, I guess I'll use an angle. An angle is probably good. I mean, I'm trying to think why it would be better to go with angle rather than making a spherical milling, like making just kissing it with a ball end mill. But I'm not a fucking mechanical engineer. I'm just designing shit that I think would be useful for, for anyone, especially me or whatever. But I would actually like to explain why I decided to design VISES. I guess I could real quickly go on a tangent. So the reason I decided to make VISES was because I wanted a vise with these holes at the top, with threads at the top, so I can put some L-jaws. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So I can put some L-jaws on there, something like that, so I can mill a big profile or whatever. And the reason I decided to go into designing VISES was because when I tried to make these threads, let me just go back. When I tried to make these threads on a Kurt vise, on a 6-inch Kurt vise, I didn't know. I mean, if I would have done a little research, my dumb ass probably would have saved myself all this fucking trouble. But I didn't know that they were hollow. So once I made the thread, it was only like 2 or 3 threads that were actually there because it was hollow. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't I was full. It wasn't. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, it was hollow instead of being like this. It was pretty much hollow, and because I mean they do, what do you call it? They do everything pretty much I'm assuming is the best way. They make everything into a whole assembly instead of like this is tons of little parts. You know what I'm saying? The slide and all this stuff. Like their base is like one whole part. You know what I mean? And I can't really do that. I don't have the facility to make iron or to shape iron, stuff like that. So, damn, many tangents. But anyways, yeah, I'm assuming that that's the easiest, the best, cost effective, you know what I'm saying, way to make a vise. It's just to make it into one piece, find a way to roll it, or not roll it, shape it as a iron or whatever. What is it called? I forget the word, but it's for iron parts and stuff like that. Cast iron, I don't have the facilities to cast, and I'm barely able to design something like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be able to just start casting big ass assemblies, big ass parts. Well, not big, probably not that big, but I don't know. It seems a little too much. I guess for me, I don't know. I mean, I'm just dumb. That's probably true. But anyways, yeah. So that's what happened. Like I wanted to make these threads on a Kurt vise, and it was hollow, so it didn't work out. I had even bought several pieces of material for me to be able to do that, and they're just sitting there right now, just what is it? Rotting. Well, not rotting. What's it called? Collecting. I was gonna say oxidizing. I forgot what the fuck is rust. Collecting rust, collecting dust and shit. So they're just chilling there. So I decided, I guess I'll. I don't know. It just doesn't seem too hard to me to. I mean, I won't know yet, but I just thought that I don't know. It would be nice to have my own vise, be able to make it as many times as I want, so I can just replace them myself or something. Make my own parts for my own vise. So that's basically what inspired me to start designing vises. And this will basically be one of the first vices I make. Well, version 1. I want to do version 1. I'll probably start with version 1, but for 6-inch vise, 6K vise. And I can't show that one because, well, I haven't made it. I haven't even started it. I decided to finish this one because whenever I did these, I decided, wait a minute. Didn't I want something out of it? Something different out of it? Like, didn't I set out to design my vise for a certain reason? I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about the top threads. guess I'll redesign it. So I started redesigning from version 0, went to version 1, just thickened up a few things and added a few threads. Took off some screws. We can see there's like there's like 5 probably, or 6, and then there's like 1, 2, 3, probably 3 screws. So there were too many. I decided to go with 5, and that's probably still too many. Someone's probably looking at this like, man, you're still using too many or whatever. But yeah, that's the reason I decided to start designing vices. And these are basically the 2 first mod vices I designed, but I just decided I would need some threads at the top, so I just decided to redesign it, and I'll redesign version 6 as well, because this is a 6-inch. Let me see. Let me show this is the 8-inch. Oh shit! The fuck! All right, there we go. Excuse me. Yeah, so this is the 8-inch, and as you can tell, this is the 6-inch. For the 8-inch, I decided to go with 26 inches long because that's how long. Well, that's not how long the Y travel for or the measurement of the table of a Haas machine. But I was looking at I had looked it up on the Haas website, and the BF5 I think only moves 24 inches, I think, or 25. So I decided to just add 1 inch from it, because I looked at their book online, their schematics, their manuals or whatever, and on the BF5 it shows that you have like, after the table, you have like a certain amount of inches before it scrapes on the exterior, or not on the exterior, the shell, you know, whatever's shielding the coolant from coming out or whatever, before you crash into the whatever. So I decided, I'll just give it an inch or 2. I don't even remember how much it was. I'm guessing it was 24 or 25 inches, because I'm pretty sure I did 1 inch or 2 inches. But I did the same thing over here. For the BF, my bad. This was meant to be for the VF4. I think I said VF5. For the VF4, yeah, I think it's 24 inches or something. I don't know. But for the VF3, we have a VF3 here at the shop, and it only runs 20 inches on the Y. So I decided to give it 2 extra inches. And like I said, I checked on the Haas manual on the BF3 book, because they have their books online. And I checked, and it looks like it has like 3 to 4 inches. I don't even remember what it was. It was like 3 point something, I think. So I decided to, just give it 2 inches. And the cool thing about it is nothing comes out from the back. Nothing's popping out from the back, so there's no chance of it hitting anything from the back. Just the front is going to pop out 2 inches, and that should be fine in my opinion. So yeah, that's why I went with these lengths. I just gave it like an inch or 2 after whatever the travel is, just to make sure that I have enough, opening for whatever parts that I need to grab. So as you can tell, actually, the version 0 has 4 set screws, which basically means it's going to have 4 balls or 4 setting cylindrical noids. Same thing over here, but I decided to go with 2 for the version 1, because I don't know, 4 of them is probably too much. Probably doesn't need that much. I'm thinking, I'm not an engineer, nothing. But I mean, the original Vice has just 1. I mean, it has 2 set screws, but it has just 1 ball. And I'm not even going to use balls at the end. I'm going to go ahead and use a little pin thing. I'll show it in a bit. But yeah, even this one's like not really totally finished. Like I didn't even put the little half moon milling right here, the cylindrical milling right here. I didn't even add the setting cylinders, the setting spheres, the setting spherical milling that this one has. So it's not really completely finished. But like I was saying, this version 0, I can probably just change it to version 0.1 or something if I want to make this, because this is a little bit less thicker, you know what I'm saying? This is, I guess, what I would say low profile, because it doesn't have the threads at the top. So I'm thinking, it could be 4 designs. We could have the version 0.1 after I redesign it. V0P1 would be the low profile vices, like these that don't have the thread at the top. And I also have to, you know, redo this so this can be flipped. You know, this can be flipped. The front can be put in the back, and the back can be put in the front. You know what I'm saying? I forgot what I was talking about, but yeah, there's many improvements to be done on this. So I will be going with a V0 P1 or something like that, or V0 P2, because I think it's one of these is V0 P1. But yeah, like I said, there's many things that I would need to change in these, but I do think I will be going with basically 4 different vices: 2 8K, 2 6K, and one 8K would be low profile, one 8K would be high pro or regular profile, and one 6K would be low profile, and one 6K would be, you know, regular, with all the bells and whistles and stuff. And I would add you know, a part stopper to the 8K and the 6K. Everything's gonna need a part. Everything gets like part stopper or whatever. I think it should. But anyways, yeah, these are the old versions that I would need to upgrade, sort of, to, you know, just take off some of the redundancies and stuff like that. This is the 8K. All right. So yeah, I think that I'm done showing it off or whatever. Take out the 6 one. No. All right. Just wanted to show the differences, and I mean, it was just those things. Like I said, I'm going with 2 set screws instead of 4. What else? Anything else that's different? There's, of course, like I said, less screws over here. I had put like 2 rows of screws to be screwed onto the base. As you can tell right here, you got 1 row right here, and then you got the second row with this one. There's probably 2 of them only. But I decided to just go with, like, I think 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, just 5 per side. And I still decided to keep the clevis pin. I don't know, maybe. Sorry, excuse me. I think that would help. I don't know. For locating it, that way you don't have to like fuck with it. You know, I think it would be easier just to have a location. You know, a location clevis, not a clevis. I forgot what they're called. A location pin, 2 location pins, of course. There's the other one. What other changes apart from, you know, having the threads at the top? I added a middle john, but I mean, this can more than likely be used over here or whatever once it's upgraded. What else? I did add these threads for the part stopper, but I'm pretty sure those threads can be added here too. That should be no problem. The only thing that would make it regular profile is just that this is thicker. The height of this from here to here is about a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch more than this, and also the thickness, the overall width, I guess what I'm trying to say, from left to right, from here to here, is also about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch less. Same over here. Yeah, as you can tell, yeah, see how thick that is. Here, see how thin that is. Let's see. Oh, and I guess these are, like I said, spheres, spherical milling. Just kiss it with the ball end mill. And these, I decided to go with an angle. You can see right here. It's an angle instead of it's a 90-degree angle instead of a sphere like over here. And like I was saying, I decided to go with a different type of, instead of just using a ball like I saw on the videos, I decided to make a pin. I think that would help more. Well, not help more as in better. It's better mechanically. I have zero fucking clue. What I'm trying to say, I think it would be easier for me to make one of these rather than to use the ball. Because I'm pretty sure, I think they harden them or something. I mean, I am going to heat treat these. I am going to I don't know what material I'm going to use yet. I'm probably going to use A514, but I'm only going to heat treat it to like 35 to 40, whatever the fuck it is. 35 to 40 hardness, because I think it comes at like 30, 20 to 30. I don't even fucking remember. But yeah, I do plan on heat treating it to around 35 to 40. I just fucking forget what it's called, what the measurement. Is it Rockwell? 30 to 40, 35 to 40 Rockwell. But just to keep it machinable, but just to make it a little bit harder. I don't know. I'm thinking of, but like I said, then again, I'm not a fucking engineer. But anyways, enough of the comparison. I guess we can look a little bit into the sort of, I wouldn't say final product, semi-final product. So here we have 8-inch by 26, and yeah, this is pretty much, I literally forgot what I was gonna go with, what I was gonna say. I guess I should show it around a bit. So let me show the individual parts as they have been designed. Let's start with the base real quick. I guess at the end we'll cover this, but we'll start with the base, then go with the static jaw, go to the middle jaw, go to the travel jaw, go to the clamp assembly, and go at the end I'll hit the the part stopper assembly. So first we got the base assembly, and there's two ways to hold this on the table in case you don't want to make a plate to put some threads on there, because that's what I thought. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Probably gonna put a plate on there and put some 5/8 threads on there, mount it on the table. But there's two ways to do it, because if you can see right here, there's two channels, one on the left, one on the right, and those are for clamps. And let me show you, I had actually designed the clamps. They're right here. We got the 5/8 clamps. Excuse me, I'm just burping like a motherfucker. We got the 5/8 clamps right here. 4 clamps, or you could use the 6 screws, or maybe just 2 and 4 screws. Up to you, it doesn't matter. I would use all 6 just because whatever. Like I keep saying, I'm not an engineer, so I mean, I'm just trying my best. But right here you can see the 4 clamps, and I actually drew some in a 1/2-inch type screw or thread. As you can tell, these are a little bit smaller on the diameter. These are a little bit bigger. But yeah, we got the 5/8, and then we got the 1/2-inch. So yeah, there's basically 2 ways to clamp it. You can either use the green screws, or you can use the clamps. And the threads on the side are 1/2-inch. Everything else is pretty much 5/8. See all these threads at the top? These are 5/8. These holes are for a 3/4 diameter pin. It's not, I keep saying clevis, but it's not a clevis pin. It's a, I forgot the name, man. My brain is, my memory is shit. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, the most of the screws are 5/8, with the exception of the ones on the side. These are 1/2-inch. These are for the part stopper. And that's pretty much it for the base. We have a spherical milling. Well, not spherical. Yeah, it looks like a sphere. We have like a cylindrical milling. I don't know how to explain it. It's just to take off weight and just to have less surface area that can get damaged, that might fuck with the clamping. I thought it would be a good idea to take off weight and to take off surface area that can be damaged. And I think it looks good. I think it's enough, like how it is. I think it's good enough, I think. I don't think I'm gonna need any screws in the middle or clamps in the middle. Maybe. I don't know. And these are for, I believe, a 1.5 inch diameter ball. Well, not ball, but like the weird pin that I designed for it. Right here. Let me actually check the size. I don't even know what size it is. Well, I mean, I can't remember. That's a problem. Oh, 3/4. I was saying 1.5. Holy shit, I was way off. I was double off. So yeah, so that's for a 3/4 diameter type of clamping. I'm not sure what word to use there, but yeah, it's pretty much the base plate. Gonna save that, close it. All right, after the base assembly, we're gonna go with the static jaw assembly. And for these, actually, let me open up so I can show all the parts real quick that there are. For these, there are three of them. Let me do 16 date modified, everything. There we go. Yes. All right. So these are actually all the parts associated with this, all the extra parts that you don't really see here. Well, yeah, you're gonna see this. There's only 5 of them. There's not 6. Well, anyways, if you see, there's basically 3 static jaw designs. We got 1, 2, and 3. This one has a step of 1/2 inch. Well, actually, no, this is the top one. The top one has a 1/2 inch step. The bottom has a 3/8 step. And I'm thinking of actually making this just 1/8 or maybe a 1/4 inch step, at least on the part that's not really important. But for now, I'll just leave it like that. But anyways, 1/2 inch step over here, and over here we have a 3/8 step. And the one that's actually on the VISE is a no step, just a standard static jaw. And they're all basically the same. They all take they all have the same 5/8 threads everywhere, the same. They're basically interchangeable or whatever. And let me show you, I guess, the part by itself a little bit. That's how it looks like. These holes are basically, if you want to use the 5/8 threads to hold down the base, the whole base of the vise. That's what it's for. That's just, this diameter is to clear 938, so it's probably like 1.031, just to clear the head of the socket head cap screw that would hold down the base and the vise, the whole thing or whatever. And like I said, these are 5/8. These are 4.5 long from the neck to down to the bottom. I think that's what they call it. I don't know. I just made that up, the neck. Like I said, these are 5/8. Over here is just to be able to set it or whatever. These are the steps that basically set it onto the vise. Right here. I just basically gave myself enough room right here so I can put in a 1/2 inch end mill, to do everything. I'll go like right here or whatever. Maybe use a 3/8 just so I can do it in a high-speed machining sort of way where it does, just tons of little circles. But anyways, yeah, it's basically the static jaw. And it comes with a lot of jaws, and all the jaws are interchangeable. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 L jaws of different ones. We have regular L jaws. We got thick extra. We got extended. We got oversized. We got modded. And I guess let me see if I can explain all that stuff real quick. So as you can see, there are all the names right here: OS thick, EXT mod thick, EXT thick, OS mod thick, OS mod thick extra, OS thick extra, EXT mod thick extra, EXT thick extra. And all those things mean something different. So for example, we got, actually we don't have regulars, I guess we only have thicks and thick extra. Yeah, because I assumed the regulars were going to be kind of redundant. We would have tons of other vices. So I decided, if you're gonna fucking use an L vise, you might as well use something thick. Because if you're thinking of using an L vise, you're thinking of machining a sort of big profile, which is what I was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I invented, not really invented, sorry, that's a stupid word. That's why I decided to design my own vices. Because I wanted to put the threads at the top. So thick is just basically would be the original. Let me see. Let me show some measurements, I guess. This is basically 2¼ inch thick, the thick ones, and then we got the thick extra. Let me go to a thick extra. Okay, here's a thick extra. The thick extra, I think these are 3¼ or 3 inch. Oh, a 3 inch. Oh yeah, it was 2¼ so yeah, I decided to add 3/4 inch. I remember that. And that's just the difference between thick and thick extra. It's just 3/4 inch. And now we have EXT. Now what EXT means is, let me see, EXT means it goes further back from the initial first holes, because as you can see there are 4 of them. And if you wanted to, you could use one L on one side and one L on the other. That's how I designed them, so you can be able to use one L on one side, one L on the other. Or if you have an extra big profile that you need machined to hold on to something, you could actually make or buy the jaw that, you know, goes to these holes instead of just this one. And that's what basically is. EXT basically means that it's an L jaw that's meant to grab in the back. And that's what this one is. EXT is just bigger. See how there's tons of space right here. And let's go to another EXT. See? That's just what it means. It's just meant to grab, to be near the other holes in the back, basically. And there's another one that's called a mod. So let me explain the difference between a non-mod and a mod. So the mod basically means, if it's EXT and mod, basically means that it's extended further back, but it's modified to use the front holes. In case you want to use, in case your profile is way bigger than this, and you don't want these holes, you know, messing with you over here, basically over like this right here. In case your profile sticks all the way to the back, you don't want this area, you know what I'm saying, not supported or whatever. That's why I designed the mod. That way you can get all the extra, you know, acreage right here, all the extra room, but you can use the back, you know, just in case you have an oversized part. So the mod is just basically using the screws in the front, but it goes all the way to the back. Because if you go to an EXT thick, because this is the EXT mod thick, but let's go to the EXT thick. EXT thick right here. They're the same. 6.13. Let me go to the other one right here. 6.13. Now they're like I said, they're the same width, just the whole location is different. So that's the difference between a mod and a non-mod. If you have an EXT mod, it's going to have the holes in the front. If you have an EXT, it's going to have the holes in the back. Now, the OS basically oversized. So, EXT will basically hit somewhere. Oh, no, wait, no. Oh, no. I was thinking about the past ones, like way behind. So the mod basically hits like somewhere around right here, and the OS basically covers the whole jaw. It's basically oversized, just a little bit more than the other one. So we go to the OS, something that says OS. It doesn't matter if it's OS thick or OS mod, as long as it says OS. So we go to OS. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Here, right here. OS, they're gonna be longer or wider, I guess, because the length is the other thing. See, 7.63. Yeah, so that's the different archetypes. We have thick, thick extra, extended, oversized, and mod, I think. Hopefully I didn't say mod twice. But yeah, we got thick, thick extra, oversized, extended, and modded. So we got 5 different ones or whatever, which is why there's 2 of each, because there's thick and then thick extra. Well, I ain't gonna. I'm talking on my ass right there. But anyways, that's all the L jaws explained real quick. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the L jaws for the most part. I'll have drawings on all of this soon, probably in like a week. It'll probably take me a couple of days to make some okay looking drawings to be able to publish or whatever. But yep, these are the L jaws, and I'll try to explain everything on paper. That way, whenever someone pulls up the drawing with all the L jaws, it'll explain all the archetypes, all the different modifications and different sizes and stuff like that. Let's save it. Okay, cool. So like I said, for the static jaw, we only have 3. For the L jaw, we have 10. And I guess since we're on the jaws, or the vice wares, I would call it, I guess we can go for the regular jaws and the hard jaws real quick before we show the middle jaws. And I keep saying Johns and jaw. I just like that joke from TikTok from a while back. John. I don't know. It just stuck with me. It was just funny. So I just name, and I ain't gonna lie, I think I already mentioned this in another video. I like to name my shit dumb shit. That way, I don't know, it's just more memorable to me. Like, I don't know, it just tickles my brain or some shit. Tickles my fancy. It helps me remember. That's what I'm trying to say. It tickles my fancy, so it helps me remember. Well, anyways, let's go with the other soft jaws, and then I'll explain the hard jaws. So for the soft jaws, we basically have a few. I think it's just 3 archetypes. We got thick. We got thick extra. We got extended. Well, thick extended, whatever. We got the regular. We got tall. And then, combination of, what I'm saying. This is extended, extended tall, tall, regular, thick extra tall, thick extra. We got 2, 4, 6, 7 jaws. And if you see right here, they're all the same screws. Just if you go thicker, you're of course gonna need longer screws. So I decided to model the screws that would go here. So if you look over here, the orange ones, they're both of them are 5/8 red or orange. They're 5/8, just the length. So for this one, we got 2.50, 2 1/4 long. For this one, we have I think it's 2 inch long. Yeah, 2 inch long. Yep. And that's pretty much it. All the measurements, I rather just put them in the drawing than go over them, because I already know this is gonna be a long ass video, and I don't think anyone wants to sit through this, to be honest. I would recommend you watch it in 2 times speed, or 1.5, 1.25. Anyways, yep, that was the regular jaws, the soft jaws, and now we can go to the hard jaws over here. These are basically coarse, these are fine, this is the regular hard jaw, and this is the serrated horizontal jaw. And they're all the same thickness, they all use the same 5/8 by 2 inch screw. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The only thing that does differ on some of these is the depth of the counter bore. So for example, I believe on this one it's a little bit deeper, and this one's a little bit deeper as well. This one's regular and this one's deep, just because you gotta make sure it's inside and not touching the part. The screw is not touching the part. Gotta make sure it's just the jaw making contact with the part, not the screw. But anyways, yeah, that's the 4 hard jaws. You know what I'm saying? We got serrated coarse, serrated fine, serrated horizontal, and non-serrated hard jaws. Alright, why I saved it? I don't know why I saved it. It doesn't really matter. Cool. Now we can go for the middle jaw. Let's take a look at that real quick. So we actually have 5 types of middle jaws. We have 2 cylindrical ones. We got large cylindrical, small cylindrical, and we got they also have a step. The large cylindrical has a 1/2 inch step, and the small cylindrical has a 3/8 step. And we have a regular 3/8 step both sides, and regular 1/2 inch step. I was about to say 5/8. Regular 1/2 inch step on both sides. And the middle one is, of course, the regular one, no step at all. Just the threads or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the middle jaws. These are for grabbing, the cylindrical ones. You can grab the pin or the shaft or pin. Pin twice. Oh my god. The cylindrical part that can go horizontal, and then you can have one that goes vertical, or 2 of them that could go vertical. And this can also be designed to fit whatever you need, I mean, it doesn't have to be like this. You can put one in the middle if you want, or a big one in the middle, especially on the little ones or whatever, in case you want something big in the middle. You're just doing one, because I think if you're using these 2, I think this just barely came to me. I ain't gonna lie. I think if you're using this one, like if you're gonna use the vertical one, I think you have to have 2 pieces on there. I'm not sure, but I don't know. You might be able to get away with it. Like, depending on what you're doing, you could probably just get away with it. It doesn't matter, but I'm thinking you're gonna need 2. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you might need to be able to make like the small step. It probably has room for a big step in the middle, in case I just want to do one. But and in case I don't, because like if you have to do 2 at the same time, what if you just got 1 and it's a special diameter? It's not like something that you can just let's just say it's something special that you machine, and it's like 1.317 or something. Let's just say that's the diameter or some shit. You would have to find something else that's 1.317, or machine something down to 1.317, because you're not gonna find a piece of stock, raw stock is what I'm saying, raw stock, that's gonna be 1.317. You're probably gonna have 1.5 or 1 inch. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, maybe one of the modifications to make here would be to make a big step in the middle, or a big angle in the middle for lonely parts, for one-off parts. But yeah, I guess that's just something that just barely came to me. I ain't gonna lie. And so we've studied the base, the static jaw, the middle jaw, and all the jaws, all the vice wear that goes with it. So let's go with the what do you call it? The travel jaw. Let's open that one. So we have 3 type of travel jaws right here. We have the cylindrical with the 1/2 inch step, big cylindrical with the 1/2 inch step. We got a small cylindrical with the 3/8 step. And then over here we got the regular one. And there is a few differences. One of them's thicker than the other. I think this one's just a little bit thicker. Or I think I decided to change it back. Honestly, I can't remember, because the reason I think made it thicker initially was because I wanted the threads up here as well. But I was like, if I don't have threads in front, I don't think it's going to be useful to have threads at the top. Or, well, that's, I don't know. But anyways, it's just 3 of them. And damn, I don't know why this one does have the fogging holes at the top. This is not supposed to. So let me change that up real quick. And the holes in the back. Wow, actually the holes in the back are alright. Well, I'm trying to think. Would this be a problem? I just put some at the top. No, I don't think it will be a problem. But the L jaws sure as hell aren't gonna fit on some of these. I mean, I guess I could design some top jaws or something. I mean, it would just be a regular play with them, but it might not be used. I don't know. I'll just suppress it real quick. And I think I should be able to have the threads in the back in case I want to grab something oversized and I don't want to switch the things, because I mean, it doesn't matter. This will not matter at all. And this is the same to all of them, so I think I can leave these in the back. Just let me see the other one if it hasn't. Yeah, it hasn't in the back. Okay, cool. All right, that looks a little bit better, I guess. Yeah, because I haven't designed any regular top jaws, so if I put the threads at top, I have to put the threads right here, because I mean, they would be only for L jaws. But like I said, it can be designed or whatever. After this, let's look at the other little parts real quick. Well, not little parts, just little part. Let me update it real quick because I changed a few things. Why just change the threads at the top? This one has all three of them, but the other ones are suppressed. This is basically the retainer. The purple plate right here is just to retain the the Acme spindle. I think that's what it's called, Acme spindle. And it's just to, you know, pull back the jaw, because I think sometimes they get stuck. It's probably easier to just pull it back, something like that. So that's pretty much it. And I believe these are for 5/16. I was about to say 3/8. I think these are 5/16 threads. And that's pretty much it for that. And the Acme spindle over here. This is a 1 3/8 Acme thread with a 4-pitch thread. And the other one, the 6-inch one, will be a 1-inch by 5, a 1-inch Acme by 5 pitch thread. Right here we have 2 really long set screws, but the thread is only like 2.5 inches long. I'm thinking I should be able to thread 2.5 inches long. I'm pretty sure I'll find a tap that'll thread me 2.5 inches long. But the screw itself is like 4 inches, 4.5, I think. No, 3.5. Oh, that's 4 inches overall, 4 KOAO. And the other little parts is basically the thing I wanted to show you. Instead of using balls, I decided to design my own pins. I guess I'll just make these out of like 4140, so I don't have to heat treat them. Because like I said, I'm gonna heat treat pretty much everything except for this. Heat treat it to around 35 to 40, whatever it's called. I'll use someone local here to Houston to heat treat. I'll use the guys we regularly use. I can't remember their name. But yeah, we'll be heat treating. I'll be heat treating this part and everything, just to make sure that everything is good. Because I think if you heat treat one, you gotta heat treat the other or some shit. Because I mean, you're just gonna be denting the non-heat treated part with the heat treated part. That's my opinion. But I mean, I'm pretty sure there's like a scale, or not a scale. Some kind of, you know, difference in hardness to where, you know, some differences aren't too much, like, but like maybe 10-15 Rockwell difference might be too much. I'm not sure. I'm not an engineer. But yeah, I'm planning to use this 4140 and not heat treated. Just use some 4140 quenched and tempered material. As for this, like I said, I'm probably going to be doing A514 and heat treating it to, like I said, around 35 to 40. And then this, I'll probably just use some regular 4140 heat treat, or well, quenched and tempered, whatever it's called. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's like a real, I kind of modeled most of it. As far as tolerances go, I'm just gonna go on the fly with them. But for example, right here, from here to here, you have your thread, which is like around 2.5 inches. Then from here to here, I use the 504 thousandths drill, 0.504. That's basically, I believe, 12.8 millimeters, because that's what I found when looking for tools for drills. I was like, a 13 millimeter is gonna be 0.512, I think, or 514. I can't remember. Then I would decided to go look for a drill to see what sizes they had, and lo and behold, they have a 12.8 jobber drill. So that's what I'm gonna be using, a 12.8 jobber drill. It's like 4 thousandths bigger than a half inch. I think that would help, so it doesn't, like, you know, once you're tightening up the little ball pins, so that the screw itself doesn't, deviate too much or whatever. But like I said, I'm not an engineer. I'm just thinking this will work. I'm not really sure, but I went ahead and modeled, the thread and everything, the thread, and it does match it. Here, I'll show it real quick. The Acme spindles thread is smaller. Yeah, see that? You can see right here. Yeah. So I'm hoping this will work. I'll be making the 6-inch vise, so I'm probably not gonna start till like a couple of weeks from now, because I gotta do the drawings for the 8K, and then I'll start on the 6K. Well, actually, I'll probably be doing them at the same time, sort of. And then once I get the 6K drawings done, I'll start ordering material to make like two vices. What else can I show? Oh yeah, the covers, the slide covers. They're both the same. It's probably the name right here. Oh, it doesn't even have a name. Oh, dowel pin. Yeah, dowel pin. That's what they're called. So I use 3/4 inch dowel pins for positioning. We have the 5/8 by 2 socketed cap screws, 5 of them, and then these holes are just so the socketed cap screws that hold down everything can go through without interfering. So you can basically take off all 6 screws, all 6 green screws, and move the vise wherever you want. Or you could just put it on clamps like I showed in the beginning. It don't matter. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. The other one is the same, just a different color and the opposite. Excuse me. So I believe I've showed everything I can. Oh yeah, I forgot the part stopper. Right here we have the base, and these are 1/2 inch socketed cap screws. The base gets bolted down to the vise base, and I decided to use a socketed cap screw for a pin. Let me show it. It's modded or whatever. Right there you can see. Just machined. I think that would be easy to do. This is 1/2 inch diameter by around 3/4 from here to here. And that's basically going to help this stay together whenever you're, that way it doesn't just fall off while you're putting on the screws. It does slow, spin or whatever. It stays in place. That's what I was trying to get at. Because, it spins. And it has 4 screws in case you get to use all 4 of them, or if you don't want to use all 4 of them, you can just use 2 of them. Doesn't really matter. And this can be designed like if you want to use it like this way, but you don't want to just use 2. I mean, you can just move the, like if you're making them, if you decide to make them, you can just rotate the slots. That way you can be grabbing all 4 instead of just 2. And then we have, yeah, that's pretty much it for the base, at least. We have washers, the modified. I guess let me show it, and it's by itself. I'm pretty sure you can tell what it looks like, but it's a 5/8 screw. I think this would be the easiest way. I mean, the thing is, I've never really worked with dowel pins, so I don't want it to just fall off or something, you know, and then fall into the fucking machine. I think this would help it just stay, like, especially because it has a thread, it stops or whatever. But I don't know. I just thought, I don't know. For me, it would be easier this way. I think I could just buy the fucking screw and just machine it on the lathe. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the base. Let's look at the arm itself. The pivot assembly is what I call it. 1/2 inch diameter over here. You got the slots for the for the 1/2 inch socketed cap screws. You got this slide thing that goes up and down. You can clamp it in with 2 1/4 inch set screws, then use the 3/8. I just thought this would be helpful. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can just get away with just using 2 of these. But I was like, just in case, you know what I'm saying, you want to give it a little home free, you know what I'm saying? A little, you gotta get a little, you know what I'm saying? A little toughness. So, I don't know, I thought it would help. Like I said, I'm not an engineer, so some of this is probably redundant to some people. They're probably looking at this like, damn, this motherfucker, he's putting too much shit that doesn't really need to be put, you know what I'm saying? But it's okay, I just, you know what I'm saying, try my best. Then you have, like I said, these are 1/4 inch socketed cap screws. These over here, I believe, are 3/8 set screws. And these over here, I believe, are 5/16 set screws. 5/16 thread set screws. And this rod right here is 3/8. 3/8. Yeah. So it's about, I think it's 9 inches long. I don't remember. Nine inches long, yep. That way it reaches, you know, the center, because I did make the base a little tall. That's probably something I'm gonna have to work on. Maybe make it less tall. And making it less tall will probably make it more sturdy, maybe. I don't think that'll make it more sturdy, but it'll probably help out. That way, well, I don't know. Whatever. Like I said, I'm not an engineer. I'm hoping this will work, though. So, I think I've covered pretty much everything. Let me close this out. Yeah. Oh, wrong one. So I guess let me update. X, yes. Okay. Save. Alright, put this back. So yeah, that's pretty much it, I believe. I'm hoping to make this, and I'm hoping this will help me make the other vise, you know, help me make other stuff. Because we do have a couple of vices, but I ain't gonna lie, we didn't really take care of them. So out of all the vices, the Kurt vices that we have in the shop, we had probably like 5 Kurt vices, only 2 work right now. We have one 8-inch Kurt vise that's working and one 6-inch Kurt vise that's working. And there's like 3 of them that are rusted to the motherfucking core. I'm pretty sure I can clean them and buy the parts to, you know, renovate them, or, you know, make them a little bit, you know, spiffy them up. But not right now. I'm chilling right now. Probably will need to eventually, though, if I don't make devices. But I do want to make these vices. I want to make these parts. I don't know. I just thought they would be nice. I'm hoping starting from a smaller vise, like I said, like right now and like a while back in the start of the video. What I'm hoping to do is make a small vise and make the small vise help me make the big vise, or the medium vise, and then the medium vise help me make the big vise, you know. So yeah, that's what I'm planning to do. I'm gonna be planning on starting with the 6-inch first, though, because I think it would be easier to work with smaller thicknesses and heights or whatever first. Um, but yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I will be releasing these drawings for anyone that wants to make them, and for anyone that thinks that it's a good, that's an okay design and wishes to make them at their own shop. I think that would be pretty cool. If someone decides to do it, I guess tag me. That'd be pretty cool to see someone attempt to make one of these. But I will be attempting to make one, the 6-inch, after I finish designing it first. That's gonna take me a while. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully, this was interesting or helpful or something, and hopefully one of you guys, likes the design and decides to make one yourself. I'm hoping it'll work so I can, I don't know, make parts and then sell them. Um, I guess we'll see once the time comes. So, like I said, thanks for watching, and see you next time.